I've been really, really anticipating this album. This is Lord's Solo Power. I'm a day-ish late on this, so I'm going to cut the intro pretty short by normal standards and just kind of dive in. We've done melodrama, we've done pure heroine. Um, I've been impressed to say the least. I have a lot of feelings about Lorde. I'll probably get more into it as this album goes on. If you want to check out those reactions, they're on my channel somewhere. Full and uncut reactions on my Patreon, links down low. Let's do it, guys. Let's do it. This is Lorde Solar Power. I'm also well aware that Jack Antonoff was the producer of this album. So that kind of puts the bar up here already. And that bar was already super high because Melodrama is one of the greatest albums I've ever heard in my life. So let's go, guys. Let's do it. All right, track one is The Path.
Now I'm alone on a windswept island, caught in the complex divorce of the seasons. Won't take the call if it's the label or the radio.
Looks like we're literally going through. She's literally taking us through what she's been going through. It's the way Lorde lives her life once again. Much different from so many artists.
Now if you're looking for a savior, well that's not me. You need someone to take your pain for you, well that's not me. Cause we are all broken inside. Where are the dreams that we had? Can't find the dreams that we had.
This sounds nothing like anything I've heard from her. Also, I love how every time she writes her music, she's so like emphatic about how she feels. And she's just so direct with her emotions and feelings. She's so like in place. This is how I feel. That's what this gives me once again. But also, she's giving off that kind of message of trying to get off. Hey, I can't be your savior. But there is something about this that feels very healing, I guess, which is interesting based on the fact that she's always been someone who feels very in place. Although Melodrama, there was so much dark content on there about stuff she's been through. So it does make sense from that perspective that she would get to this place. The sound of this song is so magical. That's what it is. It's magical. I feel like there should be butterflies and birds flying around me, and I feel like I'm in like a. I know she went for like a summer vibe with this, but I actually feel like I'm in a forest, like a magical forest of some sort, with just the most beautiful animals around me. This feels so nice.
It's not me.
Maybe it's not.
I just hope the sun will show us the light. The sun will show us the light.
Sounds like she combined the words light and path, which just makes perfect sense. Also, the sun works as kind of symbolism for other things, but obviously like a sun gives you light to show you a path. Which makes me think more of that forest sort of imagery, which isn't exactly to say what she was going for. Like, she's using some specific lyricism in here. I've spoken on this a lot with Lorde. Lorde requires very specific. You can't listen to Lorde and not listen to her lyrics at the same time. You can't pick up on all her lyrics on these first listens because of a lot of the stuff that she implements into her music from a production standpoint, but also like the specific words that she uses. It's just very, it's very Ridley oftentimes, and I appreciate that so much. And I actually did the Pure Heroine reaction very recently, and I was deep diving a lot of the lyrics after I was done, and just she's such a special writer, and that was like so long ago. This song is fucking incredible. It's so feel good. I'm so happy after listening to this. You know what this song reminds me of? If you've ever seen 40-Year-Old Virgin, this song reminds me of at the end when Steve Carell, whatever, if you've seen the movie, you know what happens at the end.
When the moon is in the seventh house, and Jupiter aligns with Mars. Then peace will guide the planets, and love will steer the stars. This is the dawning of the age of Aquarius, the age of Aquarius.
Harmony and understanding.
And then that song, like when the moon is in the south, something like that. But you know the song, and it's all like everyone's dancing around, and he's newly married, and he's just like the happiest he's ever been in his whole entire life. He's healed, and he's in this place, and the song actually sounds like that song one, and also like I'm envisioning a similar type of setting where you're in your ultimate form of like the happiest moment you've ever been in. And that's not just like a moment, it's like an existence. Like that's your current existence. That's the whole vibe the song gave me. If we're opening the album like this, then talk about my good, because all I can think about is melodrama and how heavy that entire album felt from every perspective. Going and starting this album off like this is the complete opposite. It's the complete opposite. Okay, let's do. I have not heard any of these songs, by the way. I didn't listen to the singles. I wanted to wait for the album, so I don't even. Was Solar Power a single? I think it was. I'm not sure, but let's listen. Track 2. What a start! What a start!
Secrets, I'm kinda like a prettier Jesus.
I'm kind of like a pretty. Did she just say I'm kind of like a prettier Jesus?
Lead the boys and girls onto the beaches. Come on, I'll tell you my secrets. I'm kinda like a prettier Jesus.
Okay, I am one of the least religious people you'll ever meet, so I can't know if that like come one, come all. Is that like a biblical reference of some sort? I'm guessing it is. If she's saying like I'm like a prettier Jesus and having everyone like following her, which I think that makes sense in that way. Like if that is all what that is, the metaphor for that's supposed to be, that's so sick. That's so sick. Okay, let's go.
Forget all of the tears that you've cried. It's over.
Talk about healing.
It's a new state of mind. Are you coming, my baby?
Also, I know we're only a minute into this track 2, but I'm not getting. My favorite Lorde is when she's in that like low, just super smoky, raspy, low register that a lot of men can't reach. And at the same time, she's not really doing. She just harmonized using that a little bit, but so far she's in a much higher, much more vibrant, lighter toned. Everything's just great vibes. Like she's not coming to completely depress us so far. It's the complete opposite, and the way she's singing the songs really gives off is really giving that energy off along with her lyrics, obviously just matching perfectly.
And I throw my cellular device in the water. Can you reach me? No, you can't. My cheeks in hot color, overripe peaches. No shirt, no shoes, only my features. My boy behind me, he's taking pictures. He's taking blink 3 times when you feel it kicking in that
Okay, this same thing happened in the last song, and I'm so here for it. 2 straight songs. It just completely opens up. The whole song opens up, and you already leak because your lyrical content in the song is so positive and bright, and you're giving off such a specific message that when you reach that point and you open up the song in such a bright tone, again, it's so effective. It takes you over. Interesting little vocal effect there at the end. Her harmonies and her melodies are just fucking flawless in these first 2 tracks. Interesting how we had I felt a forest vibe. That's just me personally on Path. Solar Power, second track, so clearly she said it herself, like we're on a beach. Really, really emphasized that by the ocean sort of feeling. Literally, she threw her phone into this is the thing about why this is such a perfect song, Solar Power. She it's the lyrics, and also like her kind of relaxed delivery of all those lyrics too. But also in the way she sings the song, there's this very like at peace tone once again, which is not the tone in melodrama. It's such different ways that she delivers these lyrics. But talking about uh, leading people, like she's got a bunch of people behind her on the beach, and her man, her guy, her partner is behind her taking pictures. I'm picturing her just like so happy, and she's literally tossing her phone into the ocean like, yeah, no, you guys can't reach me, don't even bother. Again, you related to the path, talking about the light, the sun will show you the way. Solar power is kind of that same sort of message in that way, with connecting solar to sun. So just so strong to start it off. I'm already looking at track 3, and it's called California, and I can't imagine the vibes will be any different because we know California is known for oceanside and beachside, good vibes. So I'm loving this so far. Okay.
Don't want that California love. Don't want that California. Once upon a time, the canyon store was where my world began. Don't wanna wake up.
I like that. I like that instrumental. So it's so islandy. It's so interesting because we kind of went a little bit darker there, but at the same time she kept the tone so positive because it's kind of like a, hey, I've moved on from whatever that situation is. Like that wasn't good for me. I looked at the lyrics. I didn't really read over them because I wanted to keep focusing on the end of the song and see if something was going to happen. It feels like she was just so like maybe she tried out the California lifestyle and was just so uninterested in it. Like it just was so not for her. She talks about being in the clouds, which sounds like getting on a plane and going back home. And I actually do want to see those lyrics. So she said, when Carol called my name, I stood up, the room exploded. I knew that's it. I'll never be the same. So I wonder if that's because she got like an award or something in Hollywood. And first of all, the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, I love opening the song like that because it's one of my favorite movies, by the way. So I wonder if that like created this sort of, oh, now I'm in Hollywood. Now I'm trying this out. I really don't like this. It's back home for me. Because then she goes to goodbye to all the bottles, all the models. Like I cannot do this. This is so not me. And then it's just a dream, just a dream. I want to wake up. She's so like that is a dream for a lot of people, right? That lifestyle, but she doesn't want to be a part. Like it's just not her. And then she says, now in my hometown, sunbathing. So we're going straight back to the solar power. And she says, my girlfriends and my baby. But every time I smell tequila, God, it goes up in my mind again. And I'm guessing that is her directly just calling back to that smell of tequila, that because she said goodbye bottles. So there's that, and then that probably gives her that California memory again. I think that is so interesting, putting it there following solar power, especially in a song where you're literally you couldn't possibly be more at peace than solar power, and you get to California, and now we're actually getting some more sort of backstory to what led us to solar power, like timeline wise. So I like where that's placed and kind of where it took us going into track 4. I know that this one actually was a single because I recognize the title, Stone at the Nail Salon. I just thought it was an interesting title. All right, so let's do it. Track 4.
The wishbone drying on the windowsill in my kitchen. Just in case I wake up.
I made a Lana Del Rey comparison and to her when I was doing Pure Heroin, and it's the first time it ever hit me. That's so Lana. That is such a Lana way to start this song off. Wow.
Got a wishbone drying on the windowsill in my kitchen. Time to cool it down, wherever that leads.
Oh, it's time to cool it down, whatever that means.
'Cause all the beautiful girls, they will fade like the roses.
Because roses are obviously so beautiful at some point. I fucking adore when songwriters leave something so open-ended, but it's an actual, like, wow, when she says whatever that means. I'm obsessed with that kind of songwriting, and I'm obsessed with Lord's songwriting. So just her doing that and then following it up with a sick lyric like all like to fade away like roses.
And all the times they will change and love come around. I don't know. Maybe I just don't let the nails salon.
Am I just overthinking all this shit?
Just don't let the nails salon.
I fucking love that.
When the dust will divide up the papers to former hell raisers, I'm still crazy for you, babe.
I think that before dividing up the papers, I think that was a smoking reference specifically, which falls in line with everything else. Again, referencing her hometown again, and like how being there gives her peace. But then there's also like a semblance of wondering what the alternative would have been or could be. But it's like, am I just stoned right now? Is this really how I feel?
Down, wherever that leads.
I fucking love that part of the song.
I don't know.
Okay, so before she followed the previous verse, it was or pre-chorus. This is more. So she says the beauty fades away like roses. Now she says the music you love at 16 you grow out of. Those lines are the same exact thing. She just found a really clever way to say the same thing with completely different words. And that to me is another perfect example of Lorde being just a dope songwriter, one of the best of this generation. Like, as I've dived more and more into her, easily one of the best I've covered on this channel. Because it's so easy to just take that line from the first part with the roses and the beauty fading and just repeat it. It's such an easy thing to do. It's what most songwriters would do. But Lorde uses an entire different set of lyrics that makes you think even more, and just completely opens the perspective that much more. Like, yeah, people really do change. How like you grow out of that stuff. Roses die too, and that fades. But the irony is that roses will fade and crinkle up and do what they do, but they don't actually like evaporate. They still exist. It's like you and your taste for music when you're 16. You can't relate to that stuff anymore. So, but you don't go anywhere. You still continue to exist and carry on. You just happen to change as well. Much like a rose. The rose isn't going anywhere. You're not going anywhere. You both just change a lot. But you're just not going to be like what you were back then. Lorde, I love this so far.
Maybe I just don't let the nails salon.
And after all of it, it's ultimately just like am I overthinking all this stuff? It's whatever.
I'd ride on the carousel, round and round forever if I could. But it's time to cool it down, whatever that means.
Oh, and then we bring her classic tone back.
Spend all the evenings you can with the people who raised you. Cause all the times they will change and love come around.
It'll all come around. She just talked about a carousel. It's not an accident. It is not an accident that she did that. Talking about people changing and make sure you spend as much time as you can with them because they change, and that comes around. And she literally just said, if I could, I would spend my entire life on a carousel. Not an accident that she did that.
I don't know. Maybe
And I just love this relaxed vibe we're getting 4 tracks in. It's so calming. It's so pleasing. It's very wide open. A lot more melodrama had much more compressed sounds to it, much heavier, obviously. But that again went along with what she was getting at. People, that's what's crazy, right? This album is so different from melodrama. And I was just gonna say, like, people change, so this makes all the sense in the world. She's literally said that. I don't even have to say it because she said it herself. She's literally saying people change herself in much better words than I could possibly say it. I'm so impressed with this so far. This is already lyrically perfect. Yeah. All right, Fallen Fruit, track 5.
We had no idea the dreams we had were far too big.
The harmonies on this album are incredible.
Far too big. And we will walk together. Psychedelic art.
You know what's interesting is that I heard her say that she would love to work with Harry Styles, and there's a lot of similarities, musically, sonically speaking, so far in this to what Harry's been doing between HS1 and Fine Line. Big time, big time. And now I can't get the idea of that collaboration, because when she was saying it before, I was thinking of Melodrama and just everything obviously before this, and I was like, that'd be an interesting collab, but I don't know. I mean, yeah, for sure I'm here for it, but at the same time, based on, I just would have to hear it, I guess, but based on what I'm hearing here, yeah, I need that now. You've got Canyon Moon vibes, you've got She vibes, you've got from the dining table vibes, you've got Meet Me in the Hallway vibes. Yeah. You got Cherry vibes. Please collab, the two of you, please.
From the Nissan to the Phantom to the plane, we'll disappear in the cover of the rain. Psychedelic gardens in our head.
Okay, again, I'm getting lost in some of the lyrics in this song, I'm gonna be honest, but the way she said psychedelic, what did she say? Whatever she said, and that higher harmony came in, was just so well done. Okay, so that song, musically speaking, definitely hit me the least out of everything so far, but it still had a lot of elements that I was really into. I thought the harmonies were so good, especially when she comes with those higher harmonies. Like I said before, we're getting a lot less of that lower, smokier, classic LORDE tone, but I'm okay with it so far because it's matching the vibe so much. I do want to look up these lyrics though, because it's probably the first time in the album I've been fully sort of, what is she saying here? Is she talking about everything that the previous generation has kind of left for her? So if she's stuck to kind of, because was she saying like she didn't say a lot in the song, did she? I'm looking at the lyrics, there's not a lot. It makes me feel like the fallen fruit is kind of society around her, and she's kind of forced to kind of live around all of that. Biblical Garden of Eden, and the fruit often portrayed as an apple. Okay, got that. Indicates how the world is not the paradise that previous generations had access to. All right, I'm just gonna go with that sort of interpretation for now, that those fallen, because I'm not getting a lot here. That fallen fruit just quite simply is the fruits of what's literally being left, past tense, for her and her current generation, and how tough to kind of navigate. All right. Let's go to the next track. Secrets from a Girl Who's Seen It All, track 6.
Sorry, crying in the dark at your best friend's party. You've had enough, gotta turn the lights up, go home.
We know, okay. We know LORDE with the In the Dark. My favorite LORDE song is Writer in the Dark, so I can't not like touch on that.
And all at once, everybody wants the best for you.
Is this LORDE?
You gotta want it for yourself, my love. You can take him if you want him, these are just secrets from a girl who's seen it all.
This is so like early 2000s alt pop, and this is like the last thing I could have ever imagined LORDE singing on.
Your dreams and inner visions, all your mystical ambitions, they won't let you down. Do your best to trust the other race of life.
Mystical ambitions is one of the best ways to describe whatever Lorde must have been envisioning when she was younger. So I like that.
Welcome to sadness. The temperature is unbearable until you face it. Thank you for flying with Strange Airlines. I will be your tour guide today.
That's so clever.
Your emotional baggage can be picked up at carousel number 2. Please be careful so it doesn't fall onto someone you love. When we reach your final destination, I will leave you to it. You'll be fine. I'm just gonna show you in, and you can stay as long as you need to get familiar with the feeling. And then when you're ready, I'll be outside and we can go look at Sunrise by Euphoria mixed with existential vertigo. Cool.
Sunrise by Euphoria mixed with existential vertigo. Which that's the place that she is in right now, is what she's saying. I'm here, and this is literally a message from her to whoever else needs it. She's saying, I went through all this, this song, I've talked about healing quite a bit from a lot of the albums so far. This is the ultimate healing, ultimate version of all of that. And I know I said Solar Power was a lot of that, but this is fully that, because she's literally saying, I went through all this, and I'm letting you know, like, hey, it's gonna be okay. But at the same time, she's very much also saying, like, she literally said that with that whole, airplane sort of flight attendant pilot sort of really clever little outro there at the end of the song, like, don't give your baggage onto somebody else. Like, there's little things in there. Temperature is unbearable until you face it. Like, there's things that she's telling you that you're going to go through from 15 to whenever that you need to deal with. You have to just head on, front, deal with it. And that was a really clever way to get all that across. And again, we have, like, the ultimate healing song. I love the last lyric in that song with the whole euphoria, vertigo, like, very much describing, hey, I'm here, I'm in this place, this is wonderful, the sun is out, we're again by the beach. Again, constant theme. When you're ready, you come here, because this is the place to be. How can you listen to this and not just feel fantastic? Yeah, this is great so far. Okay, The Man with the Axe, track 7.
Moving the furniture when my back is turned. A flick of the lights and the world falls away. And you're burning if I...
Bear with me, I gotta start this one over, because I feel like Lorde's really about to storytell. She's really laying it out here.
I had to break it down.
When a great songwriter starts off a song with, if I had to break it down, you lock in. You lock in. That's it. We leave it at that. You lock the hell in.
I'd say it's the way you love to dance, but our shapes in the dark are the reason I've stayed for all these years.
Oh, our shapes in the dark. See, that's why setting your lyrics up is so important. That is such a wonderful start to the song. They're dancing. He moved the furniture to make space for them to dance. Even cooler that she wasn't looking, even sweeter, more romantic that she wasn't looking, because it's like, hey, moving this furniture, you don't even see. Like, yeah, we're about to dance. Flick of the lights, which leads right into the shape of us in the, whatever she said, us in the dark, shape of us in the dark, I think, which is them dancing because the lights were turned off. And that's like, if she had to break it down, it's the dancing is what really, maybe it's how she first fell in love with him, or the biggest part of what she loves about him. But because when you say, if I had to break it down, it means that there's a lot there, but I guess you're really coming at the main part. I am so excited to see where the rest of the song goes.
my suit and take it away.
Lorde's got some sick suits. I've seen some of her fits.
You with your tongue slashes your infinite t-shirts. I should have known when your favorite record was the same as my father's. You take me down.
That's she found someone like her father, which clearly is something that she wanted, and or that maybe she needed in life. And it's perfect too, because you know the record, and it's a song about dancing, so I really like that a lot.
Your hand, and as I took it, I loved you, the boy with the plan.
Oh, boy with the plan. Lorde found her a boy with a plan. She took his hand by the fire. Good for you, Lorde.
And as I took it, I loved you, the boy with the plan.
If you are with someone and you love them, come up with a plan. It's the least you can do for them. It's not the least you can do. It's actually your job. Get it done.
Is a pie.
This is great.
We've been through so many hard times. I'm writing a love song for you, baby. We've been through so many hard times. I'm writing a love song for you, baby.
I love that song. I think that's my favorite song on the album. It's just a beautiful song. First of all, I'm wondering if when she's talking about the throat filling up with the was it festival or something earlier in the song, like halfway through the song, because I wonder if like, but he gave her a comfort from that. I'm not sure. It's something that maybe you guys can let me know your thoughts, or I'll find out at some point when I do dive more on lyrics in this album. That's the only part of the song I'm really a little cloudy on. Everything else, this song is just a lyrical masterpiece. It's a beautiful love song, and literally I love how she literally calls it that at the end, because that's what it is. That's what it was without her having to say that. But for her to say that, and again, that tone that she sings it in, she changes her tone there at the end to sound loving. I love this song. Okay. Ooh. Okay, Dominoes, track 8.
I heard that you were doing yoga with Uma Thurman's mother just outside of Woodstock.
Oh.
Now you're not. You used to do the most cocaine of anyone I'd ever met. Just another phase you're shooting on through. You get 50 gleaming chances in a row, and I watch you flip them down like dominoes.
I like that. You get 50 gleaming chances, and the way she delivered the lines on top of the guitar behind her, and the dominoes visual aid along with that is really, really clever. I like that. Obviously really short song. Maybe it's intentionally short. Maybe she didn't want to, because it's the only point on the I could be off. I don't know, because the album feels odd to have a song on it that is kind of going at somebody. because she's in such a positive place all over this album. We just followed a love song, right? So this feels more like we're going at someone who's treating everyone, the same. Like it's like must feel good to like whatever she said, be this to starting. Like you get to keep starting over because you're you move on from one to the next, like 50 glimmering chances, and comparing each person to like it's all these good people that you're doing it to. Also, just doesn't matter to you. But it also could be short on purpose. Maybe she didn't want to put that at, give it that much time to give that person that much energy. Also, there's also that, especially on an album like this that again has been so positive. But also, I just don't know. It's interesting. It's just an interesting song. It sounds great. It's a great sounding song. I like the guitar tones. Really cool. Again, kind of islandy vibe to it. I'm just curious as to what it's about. Okay, Big Star, track 9.
Everyone knows that you're too good for me, don't they? I'm a cheater, I lie and I'm shy, but you like to say hello to total strangers. Maybe you're a big star, you're a big star.
I love her delivery on that. On Big Star.
Take your picture. I toss up if it's worth it not. Oh, I'd hope the honeybees make it home tonight.
Hope the honeybee.
Maybe you're a
See, that's that thing that Lorde does, which I've pointed out before, is it's not even just poetry. Like, there's a semblance of poetry, but it's more than that. It's like Ridley. It's like she's giving, she's writing riddles. That's what it feels like a lot. That's exactly what that last line feels like a lot. And now we're more so in that bag here on this song. So here's the thing about these last two tracks, Dominoes and Big Star. Incredibly relaxed, just incredibly relaxed, laid back songs. They're both, there's some lyrical content on there. There's a lot going on in those, so they're both really short, actually, I would say. Like, if you combine them, they're like kind of one longish song. There's a lot going on, I feel like, in both those songs, though. But they're both good songs. Like, this is really good music between both those songs. I would say otherwise if it wasn't, or if I felt like it wasn't. It's just something that I need to dive into lyrically, particularly those songs. Those songs more than anything else on this album, as far as trying to figure out, what message she's sending us here. More so Big Star. All right, Leader of a New Regime. This one's really short, so let's see.
wearing SPF 3000 for the ultraviolet rays. Freedom keepers of the burned out sea. Another day, a leader of a new regime.
This is a song where she could be touching on, because it's ironic because she got into this a little bit on Pure Heroin. And she could be touching on just sort of how everything's kind of gone to shit. And it's because in the song she's talking about what she's talked about previously in the album, moving, like I think she said islands. I assume she's going home she's got her sunscreen, she's got whatever those things she was referencing. I'm not sure, like what she said before, the magazines. I don't know what those were. I'd never heard them before, but I assume something that she needs to bring to the islands with her. But then you get into how, the reason she needs to go live out her days here is because everything's gone to shit. So that could be it. It could be something totally different. That's how I take it. But it's a nice little moment on the album, though. It's only 1:30, right? So, Mood Ring, track 11.
bubbles, but inside can't seem to fix my mood. Today it's as dark as my roots. If I ever let them grow out.
Okay.
Now all of my oceans have riptides. Can't seem to find what's wrong. The whole world is letting me down.
Oh, the whole world is letting me down. Right after Leader of a New Regime, very clever. Speaking on the darkness and roots, and then oceans having riptides, like there's very clever lyricism once again, talking about the bad that's within the good and having to deal with that. This is nice so far, especially like that little acoustic guitar behind it. We always love that when it's topped off with really clever lyrics that I feel like are going somewhere as well.
Seem to find what's wrong. The whole world is letting me down. Don't you think the early 2000s seem so far away?
Yeah.
Hey, 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 hey. Ladies, begin your sun salutations, transcendental in your meditations.
Oh.
We can burn sage and I'll cleanse the crystals. We can get high, but only if the wind blows. It's just right.
Crystals, meditation.
I can't feel a thing. I keep looking at my mood ring. Tell me how I'm feeling. Floating away, floating away.
Oh, this. Oh, yeah. I love where this is going. I love that build in the chorus and how they waited. They waited. They used patience. Jack Antonoff, sir. They used patience to build that up. They didn't just come in at you with it. It slowly waited to bring in more of those drums and create a louder sound with everything. That mood ring, her relying on that because she can't figure out how to feel, and also referencing meditation and crystals. She's clearly in need of reliance upon some other energy to help her figure out what's going on within her. And that's such a relatable thing for so many people. I've been there. I love this so far. That's all I have to say. I heard something about she's getting very spiritual on this, and I really appreciate this because again, she's searching for something, a deeper meaning. Like, who hasn't searched for a deeper meaning at some point, a deeper understanding, a deeper meaning and understanding? And I just love the approach in this song to all of that, especially because she opened the song, I think it's like something about blowing bubbles on the inside, and then again in the second verse here, again talking about the inside, like everything begins from the inside.
I can't feel a thing. Floating away, floating away. Take me to some kind. Take me to some kind. Take me to some.
Oh no, don't just end like that. Okay, this might be my new favorite song on the album. I don't know. Give me time. Take me to some kind of place, anywhere. Again, we're touching on the idea of searching for some other deeper understanding and meaning, not knowing how to deal with certain things. So searching, or how you even feel, because you want to, there is something deeper out there. So it's it's going to a crystal and a meditation, astrology, everything she touched on in this song, like a mood ring. And when you say take me to some other place, anywhere, it's searching in all these places and things, like these not spiritual sort of things, for lack of a better way to put it, for that answer, and to just take you some other place. Literally, she said it best, is the best way to put it. What I find interesting about this song, it reminds me of Secrets from a Girl Who's Seen It All, from a sound standpoint, where it's got that early 2000s kind of pop, alt pop sound, and also I think she even said, I'm so far from the early 2000s. So I wonder if she was going for that. I can't help but think about that now that the song's over. Another thing I really like about this song is not telling you, it's not telling you how to feel or how to deal with something, but it's giving you a source. It's giving you a place to go. If you are in a place where you need to find some deeper understanding or connection or meaning with yourself, it's like the universe and yourself. And it's saying, hey, like if you can't, if you're struggling or you're in that sort of space where it's, you just, there's something deeper and you're just not quite understanding how to reach it. She's saying, hey, go get a mood ring, go mess with some crystals, dive into astrology. She said something else too that I can't, what did she say? Oh, I can't remember, but it's littered throughout this song and it's just like suggestive. I like this song a lot because it's such a good vibe. That's this whole album. Let's finish it off though. Oceanic Feeling, which makes sense, given everything. Track 12. I don't want this to be over, actually. I'm going to be honest. I would have been okay with like 14, 15 tracks just because everything is so damn bright and positive and it's just great music. Jack Antonoff, Hello Sir.
I think about my father.
Second reference.
Doing the same thing.
She's obviously was a fan of, if she found a guy that she wanted to kind of symbolize a lot of what her father represented, then that means she's in love with the guy. She obviously was close with her father. So I like this follow-up to it here in Oceanic Feeling because obviously she feels very connected to the ocean, and she's made that pretty clear across this album. Hold up.
Sliding the knife under the skin. Grateful for this offering, little brother. I think you're an angel.
Oh.
See your silver chain levitate when you're kick flipping. Baby boy, you're super cool. I know you're scared, so was I. But all will be revealed in time. If I have a daughter, will she have my waist or my widow's speak? My demon's disposition or my wicked seed?
She's thinking of, she's in a good place. Oh, so happy for you, Lord.
Her lover, laugh at the stars like a mother. Now the cherry black lipsticks gathering dust in a drawer. I don't need her anymore, 'cause I got this power.
Yeah.
Just had to breathe.
More healing, and more like this is where we are now. We're healed, and this is a great place to be. And this is the best vibe of the whole album. There's been so many great vibes.
To breathe.
It's just so nice and subtle.
And to
Breathe and tune in, which is be completely aware of everything around you and live in this, not just this moment, but live in this, like, just connect with the world and the ocean. And that's honestly not far off from what she's kind of getting at Mood Ring. Mood Ring was just more kind of broad and open to so much thought. Oceanic Feeling here, she's more dialing in on that specific feeling. She touched on meditation and Mood Ring. This is a meditative song. I just remembered something. I'm pretty sure LORDE said she wasn't doing physical copies for this album. This song is invented for vinyl and playing in your home and just, just...
Here's the wood brought in by the
I know you show me how. I'll know when it's time to take off my robe. and step into the choir.
Okay. Okay. Oh, like those are cicadas. Oh, wait. I watched her I'm so happy right now. I watched her 73 question. No, that's not what it was. Was that what it was? I think that is what it was. And she's in the botanical gardens. I watched that, and I think that's where she commented on cicadas. I saw her say that somewhere. That's what that was at the end here in this song. And she also referenced it during the song at some point when she was sprinkling in all the nature and life elements that she could. This album, The Path and the Oceanic Feeling, the first opening track and closing track, Lord opened and closed the album perfectly. Perfectly. They're two of my favorite songs in the album, and they just set the stage perfectly, and they close the album perfectly. I adore this album. I love the energy of this album. I love the. How can you not be anything but totally happy for this woman? And if you're in a place of that happiness, then you're gonna connect with this album so much. If you're not in that place, but you're a fan of Lorde, you're gonna connect with it again because you're gonna be happy for Lorde. If you're neither of those things, then it can be something for you, like Mood Ring, for example, but not just Mood Ring. Like a lot of this album is something that you can look at, listen to, and say, hey, like this is a great place to be right here. And it's not just the fact that lyrically speaking, there's a lot of those brighter tones, obviously, and even her voice, obviously, as well. Both of those things really, really are attributed to a lot of positive, sort of vibrant, just like the sun. It's this like the sun is shining throughout this album in her voice and in the lyrics. But the instrumentals too on this album are incredible. Even if I didn't know that Jack Antonoff had his hands all over this album, I would have felt the same way. It just now makes a lot more sense that I know that he did. So when you combine all those things, you have a great album. I've just enjoyed this so much. I will say, Domino's, Big Star. I need to learn more about those songs. I need to. Fallen Fruit also, I would say. Fallen Fruit, Dominoes, and Big Star. I just need to know more about those songs. That's it. That's it. Secrets from a Girl Who's Seen It All and Mood Ring. So fascinated by the sound of those songs and kind of the early 2000s callback sound. If that was done intentionally, if it wasn't, I don't know. I'll give you my favorites on this album. They would be. I'll go with my top 6 out of the 12. The Path, Solar Power, Stoned at the Nail Salon, The Man with the Axe, Mood Ring, Oceanic Feeling. Those are my top 6. I adore all of those songs. I adore them all for very different reasons. My favorite on the album, I don't know. Probably between Solar Power, The Man with the Axe, and Mood Ring. And those songs are also different as well, by the way, which is interesting too because they're also positive and vibrant again. Lorde is in love. Lorde is ready to have a baby. It sounds like she's in an incredible place. Musically, she's in an incredible place because lyrically, once again, she has completely astounded me and made me want to just completely dive into every single word that's on this album. I cannot wait to do full breakdowns of all her albums, but I especially can't wait to get to this one and just smile the whole time as I go word by word. Yeah, I enjoyed this so much. I'm so glad. How can you not be in a good mood after this? All right, y'all. Love to all of you. I hope you enjoyed it as well. Let me know how you felt. If you could, let me know what your interpretation of those songs that I asked about are. And yeah, be kind to one another. Bye.